Hello, everybody!
Hello, guys. Welcome back
to the Synchro Skaters Club.
Season 1, Episode 10. We're in double figures now, Brie.
I can't believe we made it to 10. I'm very impressed with ourselves.
Me neither. Today's a really exciting one. It's a proper fangirl moment for me. We have a guest on. I'm not going to talk about the guest too much. That's Brie, but I am going to tell you the episode title, which might give it away slightly. Maybe it's called She's Unique. So Brie, would you like to give us some teasers who it might be?
So some clues for who this might be. She skated on Team Unique for 8 years, which is an amazing feat in itself. Incredible. Oh my goodness. So if you haven't guessed, she's Finnish. She's from Finland. Her favourite colour is black, and now that she has finished up with skating, she is working on a construction site as a site engineer and foreman. So she's a full girl boss.
Absolute girl boss.
Is a legend. But yeah, if you haven't picked who it is, we're so lucky to have her on the podcast. We would like to say a big warm welcome to, I'm going to pronounce it correctly, Tuuli Mäkinen.
Hello, Tuuli.
Yes. Hello.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We are so lucky to have you.
Thank you for inviting me. It was an honor to be here.
And as Afton kind of said before, we haven't said this yet, but major fangirls.
Oh my gosh.
Because I feel like you were in Team Unique
when we were
when we were following and when we were skating. So we would have been watching you at all the competitions that we went to, and now we get to talk to you. So we're like, oh my gosh.
Amazing. So nice to hear that.
Complete full circle moments. It's so cool to talk to you. So we'll get straight started with some questions because we've got loads to ask you. Would like to learn a little bit about when did you first start skating and what kind of got you into it?
I started when I was, I think, 4, and like my mom had always been a fan of skating. She has never skated in a team or anything, just in school, but she loved it, and then she just like put me in the skating school. Not kind of like knowing where it will end up.
Yeah. Nice. And what
And
about synchro? How did you get into synchro?
It was like I was 9 or 10, I think, and in like the club I was skating, there had this like a synchro school thing, and they just like invited me there because I was the like right age, and they were missing some skaters. So I had like a normal like once a week skating hobby back then, and then they just like asked like, do you want to try synchro? And then I went there, and that's like the beginning of the story.
Is it a very common thing for people to start then? Because obviously synchro is huge, so is skating a very popular sport to just put your kids in?
Yeah, it's I think it is, or like there's a lot of synchro skaters in Finland, and also like ice hockey players, and because we have a lot of ice in winters. so and also we're skating at school.
Oh man,
that's crazy. And when you went into synchro, what like level team did you join in? It might be different in Finland, I guess, but what kind of level was it?
It's like it was, well, first it was this like a synchro skating school thing for a year, and then they made a new team for like, I'm not sure what it's in English, but the like smallest ones, the small kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you think it was as popular when you first started, or was it still in its like early stages of becoming popular?
I really don't know, because like I was so like, I didn't even know there was like a senior stage, or I was just like having a hobby.
There for a good time.
So it wasn't that big in the city where I was like growing up. So it's kind of like all like I figured it out later when I changed the club, and kind of like somebody taught me that there is more than just the like small teams.
So then I guess that brings us into how you moved up throughout the club, and you've said you just changed club. So as you got better, your mum was like, oh, we're going to move here, we're going to do this, or what happened?
Well, it was kind of like when I was a small kid, or like maybe 11 or something, the whole like novice team was like upgraded to junior team, because there was like not enough skaters, and I was too young, so they kind of like just we were thinking like maybe I should go to another like team because there
Yeah.
was also another team in the area where I was living in the smaller city. So then I tried that and went there and kind of like I had a spot in novice team and I still got like 2 or 3 years in there and then the junior team. So it was a good like switch, but it was because like the team was a bit too much for me, the junior team, and it was only
Yeah.
11.
What was the name of the novice team that you skated on and the junior?
Sun City's Synchro and Sun City Swing.
Oh, okay, this makes full sense. So this is how you know
Yes,
Katrina.
yes, we were in the
Okay,
same team
awesome.
in juniors. Yeah.
Okay, so we need to do a shout out to Katrina and say she's how we got in contact with Tuuli. So if she's listening,
Yeah.
thank you, you're a legend.
And also, it's not just like a little team, it's Sun City
No.
Swing. They're fairly well, they're pretty,
Yeah, I feel like
pretty
they're
big
still
deal. Yeah.
pretty well known, so that's awesome. Okay, now it's all
Ah.
making sense.
Yes.
So then when did you kind of make that decision that Team Unique was something you wanted to pursue, or was it an accident? Did you make a choice? Talk us through your journey to Team Unique.
Well, there was like no senior teams in the area where I was
Mhm.
living from in Turku or like Naantali, the cities. And well, I wanted to skate more and I was
Yeah.
beginning to be like overage for junior teams. So I kind of like had to go somewhere in like seniors. We had like 4 senior teams back
Mhm.
then. And like I really liked the like Team Unique style and like the programs Hallelujah and TU Flow.
Mhm.
They just took my heart,
Yeah.
and I applied in 2013 the first time after they won the like first world championship, but I didn't get in. So then
Okay.
I skated 1 year in the Sunset Swing and like as an overaged, and then
Yeah.
after
Okay.
that I applied again, and then I got in. But like I really liked the like team, and it felt like my place, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's why I kind
That's
of like
amazing.
chose it, and I wanted to go to senior team.
Wow, that's so cool. And
That
what were
makes sense.
those? You go, Brie.
I was gonna say that makes sense that you get to choose them based on feel, because like guess
Yeah.
we wondered like how that works, because some of the senior teams obviously have the feeder juniors that go straight from their club, but if you outsider skaters can still trial.
Yeah, yeah, they can. And
Yeah.
like sometimes they like teams take them in, sometimes not. Kind of like
Yeah.
also depends how much like own skaters do you have.
Yes, of
So
course.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like
And you
dependent on the year.
and you said on your first attempt you just perhaps weren't quite ready to join and weren't successful. What is the competition like to get on to like Team Unique? Does it depend on the year, or is it what's it
It dep
like?
it depends a lot on the year. Kind of like
Right.
for like how many skaters are like ending their careers and how many
Yeah.
Yeah.
are coming from the junior team, a lot of like the AGs and everything.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like after world champion, like they won the world championships, of course, everybody
Yeah.
was like continuing and
Yeah.
there was only a few spots in this team, I think two or
Yeah.
three or something. And then after
Wow.
the year, there were more. So
It
Wow.
just really
Okay.
depends.
yes,
We'll come back to it later, but I am fascinated by the concept of you guys having teams of like 24 and taking
Yeah.
alternates to your competitions. But we'll get to that later, because that is coming from teams where we can barely even get 16. Like, that's
16.
incredible.
yeah.
So, but yeah, what were your first few years like on Team Unique?
Mm, they were hard, of course,
Yeah.
because like I moved from another city to a new city,
Yeah.
new team, kind of like Sunset Swing. We were okay, but we were not on medals in Finland.
Yeah.
And like the junior teams for those senior teams, like Team Mystique was on medals. So of course, like their skills were a lot better and the culture
Yeah.
and everything was so different. So like yeah, I felt homesick really many times, but
Oh.
kind of like because there was also the like love for the sports and also when you like started to notice that you were like managing and you're like surviving. So that's kind of like
Yes.
the thing that like kept me going.
Mhm.
Like the first year was hard, but then it got easier, a
So,
lot easier.
how old were you that first year?
I was 20.
And were you working in the or were studying, or you just completely moved your life into Helsinki?
I kind of like just moved everything in Helsinki.
Yeah.
I started
Like,
to like school, or it was like a 1 year thing for like personal trainer, and it was
Wow.
quite
yeah.
okay because it was kind of like it was really free. We didn't have that much like lessons or like attendance,
Hmm.
so I
Right.
got to
So,
like to kind of like concentrate on skating and also like recovering from the like practices because we had a lot of more practice than in
yeah.
junior.
So, you're
So
going to say, what was was the training schedule like
we had
with the
like
team?
2 days off. They were like Thursday and Saturday, and all the other days were like we
Oh
had a
my
practice.
gosh.
Usually it took maybe like from 3 to 5 hours per evening. They were always like
Wow.
evening times, and we had like a ice and then some like off ice practice. It could be like fitness or dance or
Yeah.
just doing the
Wow.
like skating on like without skates.
Oh.
And then on Sundays we had this like a double practice day, so we had like 2 ice practice in the same
So, if
Wow.
day
you
in
could
the
guess
morning.
how many hours you were doing altogether combined on and off ice, how many hours a week do you reckon you were training?
I think it was maybe like 25, around 25,
What?
23, 25,
Yeah.
and then it was 12 in ice and the rest off ice. These are like the numbers I remember from the
Yeah.
like
Yes.
I haven't
Yeah.
Yeah,
counted
yeah.
Yeah.
them. I think we were speaking about these kind of amounts.
Wow.
Yeah. And then were you expected to practice on your own as well?
No, that was all
No.
when it was like the season. Then of course at summertime we had like we were off ice
Yeah.
for like 6 to 7 weeks, and then we had this like instructions what to do by
Hmm.
ourselves.
Yeah.
That's another thing that fascinates me about Finland is the summer holidays that you guys get. I think it's a really smart thing to do because you
You
guys work
need a
so
break.
hard. Yeah, and you need
Yeah.
that break, right?
Yeah, it's kind
Um,
of like nice because then you're not like because your like weekly schedule is so planned and so strict,
yeah,
so you have like some freedom and you can
yeah,
enjoy and have like a holiday. So
yeah.
it's like
Wow.
really good for your head, I think.
Yes.
I
Because
think
otherwise your life just becomes consumed.
yeah, and I mean
Yeah.
for you to have done 8 years, that's like shows that it works, right? It keeps you fresh almost and wanting to keeping hungry. I think that's a lot of perhaps skaters lose that want and hunger, but having that break maybe keeps that, or maybe just skating in Finland is the trick. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that can be the secret.
Right, we've kind of jumped a few
We've jumped
questions
around.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll
But
just
back to number 4.
yeah, you go for it, Brie.
Yeah. So then we just wanted to talk about when you became team captain, because obviously that is a super exciting, super cool position to have had.
Yeah.
So cool.
How many seasons in had you been on the team when you became captain, and did you get voted in or chosen, or how did it work?
I had it was like I had been there in 5 years, so it was my sixth year that I was as like alternate captain or like the second captain.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
it was kind of like it's voted, but then not voted. Kind of like you just
Everyone
you kind of
knows.
like grow and everybody knows and you grow to that like position like by how
Yeah.
you are and who you are, how you're like acting in the team. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we voted, but sometimes we didn't even vote. It was just like obvious. It depends
Yeah.
a lot of the season and like what kind of persons there are and if there's like more alternatives than just like the two or so.
Wow. And is that something that you wanted when you first started skating? You're like, I want to be captain of this team one day, or were you taken by surprise?
It was like a goal. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
that's cool.
cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
And it paid off. What sort of things do you have to do as the captain? I imagine it varies between country and teams what
Mm.
they have their
Yeah,
team
yeah.
captains do. But what
And I have
is
heard like a lot of like variation also like inside Finland, like in different senior
y-
teams, their like role is like
okay?
totally different. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So what did you have to do?
Well, for us, it was more like organizing and being kind of like the voice for the team. And if there was like changes or like we needed some like more practice or like skip some practice if there have been like something like somebody is sick or I don't know, kind of like informing and being the link between the coaches and also the team. But like the conversations between team and coaches were really open, so it wasn't like everything, just like small things that you were kind of like carrying to the team. Also, they're representing in different occasions and like competitions, and I feel like it was more like you're being a role model, also, and doing things right, and you want to do things like the right way, and being like sure that everybody was feeling good in the team, kind of like trying to like scout the feelings and like the atmosphere, like how is the team doing, and then not reporting, but kind of like if there is need to tell it to somebody for like the main coach or the like other coaches, then I think that's like the most important task.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite moment as captain of something that you had to do?
That's a good question.
That you got to do because you were captain?
Oh, that's a hard one.
There's probably so many, but
yeah, I was like there was this 2 years of corona when I was captain, so it was like not that much, but I think like the coolest moment was because like the first year I was captain, I was the like assistant one, so of course the first captain always goes to the podium. So when I was there as like the team's first captain in the first Finnish qualifications in 2021, that was kind of like it was a great moment, and that's like something I remember.
Nice.
Yeah, everyone wants to be on the podium. Oh, that's so cool.
And I think we won that competition, so it was like the first spot. It was also like feeling really good.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So we've spoken a little bit about your training schedule, which sounded hectic and full on, but I think testament to how good you guys are and were. But a burning question I've got is, what was it like being coached by Miru?
Well, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, she's like really straightforward and like really like telling the truth.
Yeah.
Like saying a lot of good things, like saying like now it's looking good, now it's like really good, and like keep doing that. But also saying like now it's not good. Like you look bad, do something. It's like really honest, and like that's really made you like believe like your thing and the team. Yeah, you trusted her like 100%, and like she was really caring and kind of like she had a big heart, or like has still, but like when you're a skater for her, like you feel like you're safe and home and somebody's like really taking care of you, but also pushing you forward.
Yeah. So Miru was one of the first international coaches that I ever like kind of was exposed to when I was a junior. She would come over to the UK and do some of our camps for us. And I think like I completely hear you when you say like the truth, and that was something I will always remember of her. And she still to this day wishes me happy birthday, and I still to this day every single year I get a happy birthday off her. And so when you say about like having a big heart, like I definitely hear that. I do.
She sounds amazing.
She does. Sorry, I snuck that question in there because I have a habit of that. I'm really sorry.
How does she structure her sessions on the ice? Like, does she have a plan going into training, or was it all just you would start something and as something unfolded and you needed to work on it, that's what you'd do?
I think it's combination. She had a plan, but then if she like noticed that, okay, this element or this thing is not working, we have to do it more, then we did it. So like we were not following strictly the plan if there was something like more important to do. But there was like some kind of plan. Yeah.
And would she jump between programs on the same session, or do you focus on like the short for one ice session and then the free for another ice session, or does she jump between the two?
We were jumping between them. Of course, like for example, if we had a 2-hour ice practice, the first one was for short and the second for free program, or vice versa, but like not jumping back and forth. But like we did both programs on the same ice, and sometimes there was the ice practice only for short and only for free program.
Yeah, that's Coach Sabrina coming out there.
Sorry.
She's I'm just Sabrina's a coach as well, and she loves like her planning of sessions and stuff, which is great. But
I'm just so interested in how, because
Yeah.
every coach is different, so it's
yeah.
just cool to see how they work it. That's so cool. I'm so jealous. Have you ever thought about coaching, or are you coaching?
I was coaching like 1.5 years after I like ended up my career as a skater. So I was in the
Yeah.
same club. I was coaching Team Mystique as like an assistant coach,
Yeah.
and it was nice. I liked it really much. It was like cool to see how they were like getting better and like being still involved in that like skating, like life and skating
But
like
not in it,
things.
yeah.
But I just realized I have always known that I'm not like the best coach. Like I don't see the things that the coaches are seeing. I was okay skater, but not a good coach.
I'm going to interrupt. I think you were probably more than an okay skater.
Yeah.
I think you were a pretty exceptional skater.
To be on the Mystique coaching team, you'd have to be pretty decent.
But hey,
But yeah, it was more like it was good to like kind of like so that my career wasn't ending all of the sudden.
It's
So I
hard
got
to
to
let
be
it go, right?
it's hard, yeah, it's hard to let it go.
Yeah.
So it was like I had some parts still left in my life for skating, and it was like a shaft.
At least you didn't do a
Yeah.
crazy
away.
thing and start a podcast like we did.
Yeah. Well, maybe I would have done that if I would have been coaching.
You just did the normal thing and did some coaching.
Yeah,
We just
yeah.
did some wacky
But this is more
idea.
cool. This is more cool. You're not like ordinary.
No.
Yeah, thanks. Moving
Anyway,
on.
moving swiftly on.
Number 6.
Yeah, go for it, Brie.
Okay, this one I'm excited. A lot of the photos that you sent us, and we did do some research, had a look. Your signature poses with your tongue out. Is
Yeah.
that
Which is very
something-
cool, can I just say?
Is that something that happened on purpose, or was it a concentration thing one day and it's just stuck?
It wasn't on purpose. I really don't know like where it came from. I didn't realize like when I was doing it when I was skating. Like it
Yeah.
always like from photos, it was like surprising me. Like okay, on that part of the program, I'm having my tongue out.
Oh my gosh.
But like
that's
I
so
wasn't
cool.
doing it like on purpose. It was
It just
something.
happened.
Yeah, I think because like of course when we are like performing, we have like different like feelings or like things that we're trying to like give to the audience and like
Yeah.
facial expressions and everything. And like in this part of the program, you have to be happy or sad or like emotions in there. And I think that's kind of like my thing
Just your-
when
I
I'm
love
trying
it.
to be like, I don't know how to say it, kind of like not flirty, but
No,
like
yeah. Cheeky.
like
Bit of
cheeky. Yeah,
character.
yeah.
It's so cool. I think the fact that you did that unintentionally is so cool. Like if I did that, I would look like a panting dog. You just look so cool.
But
Well,
I guess
not
it's
all,
like
well, not
shows-
in all of the pictures. I have picked the best ones.
It's probably like an awesome way that it just expresses your personality too without even realizing. Like it's so iconic, and I feel like even talking to you and seeing those photos, you're like, okay, her personality is this. It's really
Yeah.
cool.
No,
Such
I like
iconic
it.
photos that we've got. The one for the listeners, hopefully you've seen the one that we put on Instagram. It's so
Yes.
cool. We used the one with the betrayed dresses, the
Yeah,
black and
yeah.
red one. That one was really cool. I mean, they were all amazing, but that's
Yeah,
just
it's a good picture. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so
Okay,
cool.
now we're gonna get into the real juice that we all want to know, because it
Okay.
fascinates me. So I used to skate with a girl who skated on Unique's novice team, and I would just spend hours quizzing her about all this because I'm just fascinated. So this is a purely selfish question for me.
Yeah.
Right, let's get into it. What is the rivalry like between the senior division in Finland?
It's like how do you would describe it? We kind of like we don't have it, but we have it.
Okay.
Like it's. I think it's like everybody wants to be better than the other ones,
Yeah.
but we're kind of like also trying to like think good stuff about them. Like we are not like saying bad things about other teams, or
Oh,
like
that's
we're
nice.
trying to behave. But of
Trying to
course,
behave.
like, yeah, but of course we want to be better, and kind of like we think we are the like we have the best everything,
Yeah.
but we are
Yeah.
not like showing it that much outside
Got
because
it.
it's not polite. And I feel like the
Yes.
culture in like in skating and synchro is like you're polite and you're like happy and kind of like positive and everything. So it doesn't go well
Okay.
to be like,
Got you.
Good sportsmanship. Like you
yeah,
keep that on
yeah,
top.
that's like
But
the
do
most
you
important.
do you know all the skaters on the other senior teams? Like, is it a close? Everyone knows of each other, or are there you like who the heck is that?
It depends a lot. Like I didn't know that many people because I wasn't going to school in Helsinki. Like in the like
Right.
a sport high school, there was a lot of like synchronized skaters, and they all knew each other, of course.
Mm.
But of course, I like get to know the faces, and I recognize like that girl has been in Miracle
Got it.
Ice Unity or in like Helsinki Rockets
Got it.
when I was
Got it.
skating, and we have been like competing next to each other.
Yeah.
But I don't like know them that well that I would go for a coffee with them.
Yeah. No.
Or
No.
like
No.
they're not like friends, but you know the faces.
Yeah.
But
No.
Yeah.
not like all the faces if there's like somebody who's coming from outside, like different city or something,
Yeah.
Yeah.
or like the first like the ones who are the first season in their teams.
Got it.
They're not that
So,
familiar.
would you guys train at the same rinks? Obviously, all in Helsinki. So, would you ever cross paths for training, or is everyone at a different rink?
Yeah, insane rings,
Wow.
but kind of like I think there's like the main rings where the teams are kind of like
Based.
having the practice, yeah. And then because you can't have your own rink, we have to go around the city to like other rinks. Then you kind of like cross
Got it.
paths with another teams, but like not that much. But you can
Did
have
you
like
ever?
yeah,
Did you ever have a session where you were walking in as one team was walking out,
yeah, yeah.
or
I think
you
like
did?
in the first year on Sundays we had like the Helsinki Rockets was having an ice before us.
That's
So
insane.
kind of
That the
like
amount
they
of
had
like skill in that ice rink
the
and
ice
talent.
practice and then there was like the ice surface
Wow.
thing and then we went there. But there was like the
It.
written rules that you're not like, spying or watching they
I love
doing
it.
their practice and then we never went on the other side from the like dressing rooms before the other team had
So still
Do
very
you,
walked
respectful.
away. Yeah.
Sabrina? Let me ask a question.
Sorry.
Do you get many team jumpers? So like, does anybody skate for Marigold, then Unique, then Rockettes, or do you pick your team and that's it?
You kind of like pick your team. I know
Okay.
one girl that has changed and she changed maybe from I think she didn't change even like from Rockets. It was from the junior team.
Okay.
Ah.
And it
So
was in
even once
yeah,
you've picked your junior, that's you then.
yeah, it's kind of like you stick in there.
God.
Of course, like now there was another girl that's now skating in Team Unique. She also changed from like Team Fantastic to
Right.
Unique. Like girls who had a
Gosh.
spot in Rockets and then they kind of like
Wow.
went to Unique.
It's like picking your university degree choice, but you have to do it at like 17, but instead you have to pick your synchro senior team at like 13.
It's your lifelong commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you kind of like grow into it, I think, because you're so
Okay.
small when you go to the like
Yeah.
club and it's just like the thing, like your thing, and then you're there. And
So do most people, like, how does it work junior wise? Do most people in Finland or girls, do they kind of join when they're maybe a year younger? Do they train up or do they join? Like, how does it work? What's the standard pathway of synchro?
I think like the really standard one is that you start somewhere
Mm-hmm.
on like the club that is closest to you. For example, in Helsinki area, there's a lot of clubs,
Yeah, I can
and
Yeah.
like
imagine.
in Helsinki, in Espoo, Vantaa. So kind of like it's coincidence, probably. You just like your
Okay.
parents put you somewhere which is like close by and the times are suitable for the skating
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
And then you kind of like grow up and you stay in the team. Maybe you move, then maybe you want to change the team then when you are like
Yeah.
living in different area, or like really like it's really common that some girls like another team more and they want to go there when they're like at novice, or they have some friends in another teams and then they're like going because of the friends are there, or they know that they want to be in senior teams at some point, and then it's easier to go for the novice and the junior and then to the senior than just be in the senior, like in the junior team until they like end and then apply to senior.
Wow.
So it kind of like depends a lot on the person, but like
Yeah.
usually you go somewhere and then you stick there, or then at like when you're at novice you probably change.
Does everyone have to audition for the team each year, or is it once you're in, you're in?
When you're in, you're in.
Okay.
So like you have the one test ice or like one practice where you are applying.
Yeah. Wow. You never see Finnish teams advertising for their tryouts ever.
No, I was just
thought
gonna...
that. How does it work? Is it just like, I don't
It's
know
all
how.
kept within
Yeah.
within the club.
Well, like of course, like my like what I know is from 10 years or 8 years or something, because that was the last time I was applying to somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I think they have some like ads, but not like the teams that are like, if you have 30 people wanting to go into like Marigold Ice Unity or like the senior team, you don't have to do like ads that much. Usually Finnish teams do ads if they have like a shortage of skaters, I think. And but kind of like you have to reach for the like a coach normally. You're just like asking like, I would like to test for the team when I can come, and then they have like the test twice where there's like everybody who wants to get in, or you go to like the team's practice.
I know this is skipping ahead slightly, but I think this is a good time to ask, do you think Finnish teams will ever take on international skaters?
Well, there have been like some cases.
Okay.
I think one like a Swedish girl was in like Helsinki Rockets, and now there is is she French? Now I'm not sure.
Wow.
French girl,
Okay.
or somewhere from Europe in Luminaires this season. Yeah.
So it's starting, but I guess your point just when you said a minute ago, if they don't need to, why would they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, of course, because everything is happening in Finnish.
Yeah. So
And
you train in Finnish, do you?
Yeah, we train in Finnish.
Wow.
So I don't know how it's like working out when you have to change it in English. Are they like girls trying to like learn Finnish, or are they like probably everybody's like, helping and assisting with the words, and of course you learn really fast like the most important ones. But probably because it's in Finnish, it's like really hard for foreigners to like come to skate in Finnish
so
teams.
Interesting.
So
Because there's so many skaters are like, oh, I want to skate on a Finnish team one day, like I want to skate there, and it's like, not that it's an unrealistic goal. You can, but when you have so many locally, you're so right. Like, why advertise?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
You're not struggling for skaters, so.
Well, if anyone from Finland needs a team to skate on, there's plenty of spots.
And the rest of the world,
if
Finnish skaters want to go anywhere, they'd be welcomed with open arms straight away.
But I think there's a lot of Finnish skaters like all over the world. So like they have been like changing.
I think Canada's got one, hasn't they? Les Supremes, I think.
Yes, they have had at least at some point.
There's
a couple in
a girl
Italy.
On like, was it Hayden? Well, there's definitely one on Skyliners for a while.
Yeah, Icicles has had 2, so GB has had 2.
Like all over the place.
Crazy.
So jumping back to like skating and just existing and how you survive while you're skating, what obviously you said you were studying a little bit, but how does it work for the skaters that are at school? Because you've said they have sports high schools,
Yeah.
but it's a big commitment. So how do you balance everything?
Well, kind of like usually the junior skaters are the ones who are in the sports
Okay.
high school, and it gives them kind of like freedom. And I think I have never been in one, but I think they can be like away from the lectures more,
Right.
and
Right.
they can like because they have this like these morning practices, so they can kind of like skip some courses and
Yeah.
then because they have the morning practice. So because they have some like mandatory courses they have to do, for example, from
Yeah.
history or like chemistry, so you can just like
Yeah.
keep it because you're doing the sports. I think it
Wow.
has been like that. So it's like easier for them to do the sports, and also they have the like freedom, and they're kind of like more like like they're understanding that the sports are demanding a lot.
Yeah.
Mm.
And what about those that are slightly older? So are they, as are lots of skaters perhaps more in the senior category, are they in university, or do more skaters work? How, like, what's more common?
When I started, there was like more skaters working. It was
Mhm.
common that they had like a full time or like part-time job
Mhm.
and then skating.
Mhm.
But I think these days, like the Finnish system has like shifted a lot. So the people who are starting university, they're younger and they're going there straight from like high school.
Mhm.
So I think now there's more like university students. And well, it's just like how you take your courses. For
Mhm.
example,
Yeah.
I did my bachelor's in 4 years because I was skating. So I kind of
Okay.
like took less courses
Yeah.
and then you
Spread it
can
out
like
a
manage.
bit.
Yeah, yeah. And we also have this like it's called urhe. It's for the university skaters and like all the like people who are doing sports
Mhm.
in like professional or almost professional level, and they're like supporting the like combining the
Mhm.
student life and the like sports life.
Mhm. Okay.
Wow.
Cool.
I guess because it is so popular, the universities and schools have had to adapt, right? And because the
Yeah.
level is so high, it's not like they're adapting for a team that's coming last. They're adapting for teams that are coming first. So
Yeah.
it makes sense, but that's
Yeah, and I
crazy.
feel like the like Finnish like university like studying in Finnish university is really free. Like there's not that many like mandatory things, depending of course like what you are studying, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's quite free.
Okay.
And
So it's like
easy to
more
work around.
easier. Yeah, because you can
Nice.
do your own schedules.
Is
Okay.
it just one more sorry on that. The
Mhm.
skaters on senior, they're obviously all a little bit older then. So they like max out junior and then come to senior. That's so they most of them are working and at uni. There's no
Yeah,
one on senior at high school,
some of them are. Yeah,
but just
I
not as
think
many.
not as many. Pro like usually we had maybe from 1 to 6 skaters in high school in the
Yeah.
team,
Okay.
depending on the year. But
But
Final question that I've just thought of. I'm so sorry, Tuuli. This is just two nosy girls picking your brain. Um,
it's okay.
are there any double teamers? So does anybody skate junior and senior in the same season?
Not in junior and senior, no.
I bet that's quite a foreign concept to you, right? It's so
Like
common in the UK.
in like smaller
Yeah.
teams, smaller clubs around the Finland, it is more common.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
yeah.
know in my team in Sun City Swing and Sun City Synchro, there was one girl doing the double, and
Yeah.
also I know another like other teams that have to do that because they don't have enough skaters in like
Okay.
smaller cities
Wow.
in Finland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But in the
That's
top
quite
ones, it's unheard of. You just wouldn't do
yeah.
it.
yeah, you're not doing that.
One's hard
Okay.
enough.
Yeah,
Yeah, fair. So valid. Okay, so I've been dying to know this for years now, so I'm so glad I'm about to find out. So for the listeners that aren't from Finland, which just can I say, Finland is our like top third listener. So thank you, Finland.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Oh,
Thanks, Finland.
cool.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We're as surprised as you. But from the listeners who aren't from Finland, can you please explain to us what the sailor hats are that most senior teams share pictures of their skaters wearing?
They're it's like when you graduate from high school,
Uh-huh.
you get the hat.
So it's nothing to do with skating. It's just
No.
graduating.
No, you mean the white
Wow.
one with
Yeah.
with the
Yeah.
black like lid. Yeah, it's like when you graduate from high school, you get that hat.
Wow.
Why is there like a reason behind the tradition? Why it's a sailor's hat, or it's just a thing?
Probably I should know that, but I really don't remember something from the history. Probably
This is just a hat.
like
Oh.
it's just it's just
So
like an
if
old
anyone
habit.
follows the Finnish teens on Instagram, they're
Yeah.
always posting pictures
Yeah.
of the girls that have graduated.
Because it's like
Yeah.
really common that you kind of like invite the whole team to your graduation party when you graduate from high school.
What?
Yeah. So
No way.
yeah, so that's why you
That's
know they have the pictures and like the whole team goes there, so they're having like
That's so nice.
Yeah, that is really wholesome. You're supportive. I love that actually.
I do too.
More than just at the rink. Well, the mystery of the sailor hats has
Yeah.
been solved.
yes, finally.
We can confirm we now know what they are for.
But I'm surprised that there's no like English like text in the Instagram posts that like here are our
I think
graduates or
sometimes
something.
there definitely has been, but we process. I don't know when it translates. Maybe it's not always perfect,
Yeah,
or
maybe.
Yeah, probably.
we just kind of guessed it was for something like that, but
Yeah.
weren't
Yeah.
completely sure.
Well, we now know. So thank you, Tuuli.
Um, right, this one's a little bit more rogue from what we were just talking about,
Yes.
and if you don't want to completely answer it, that's fine too, but we're very curious as how expensive it is to skate in Finland. Obviously you have so much ice and just everything, the uniforms, the dresses, all of the above. Wondering how much it costs, or a ballpark, or just
A lot. And it has been increasing in the like
No way.
recent
gosh.
like years, yeah.
So
Because
there's no
like
funding?
no, or like we get some money from like some places, I think,
Yeah.
and like we can like try to get the sponsors, and
Yeah.
like the Finnish Skating Association is giving something sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
like I don't know that much about those things. I was
Yeah.
just skating.
Yeah.
Like,
You just
show
paid
up,
the
I pay my
bill.
bill.
Somebody else was like doing the job for that. But there's like you can get
Wow.
like support, but also it's a lot for like the whole club
Wow.
from
So-
the city, and so it's expensive. Like if I say some numbers, maybe 10,000 euros per season.
Wow.
It was like
That's-
from like I think when I was skating it was something 600 to 800 per month.
Do you know what though? Compared to the ice that you get, compared to what we got, it's we were probably paying about the same, I would say.
And getting
And we-
no ice time.
Yeah, we would probably get 12 hours of ice a month.
Yeah, not
But
per
even
week.
so, that's
But
crazy.
you know, God, a
But
huge amount of money. Don't get me
even
wrong.
that
and-
figure that
Yeah, yeah.
you've just said though, and if you compare it to like what is rumored to be
Yeah.
what they pay in like Canada or in the US,
Yeah.
Like-
Those are like crazy like amounts.
you have to be a
it's-
millionaire.
Yeah.
That's just the US though, isn't it? They just blow everything out of proportion, I think.
So I mean, yes, it's expensive, but compared to the rest of the world,
Yeah.
and for what you're getting, I feel like it is more reasonable. If
I love how
that's,
we're discussing how reasonable 10,000 euros.
We're so
Like,
privileged to be in
yeah.
this position.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is such a privileged conversation right now, isn't it? But it does lead us on nicely to some rumours I would like to clear up. The first one being, I have heard a rumour that Finnish athletes, the top senior Finnish athletes, are starting to get paid. Is this true?
I haven't heard about that, so
Okay.
I think no.
Okay.
You're
fair
like,
enough.
where was
But
my
I-
money?
But yeah, where was my money? I just paid to be there. No, just like I think it's kind of like a goal that's
Yeah.
like everybody's aiming to, and I think like the clubs and the senior teams and Finnish Skating Association, they're like trying to like find the way that
Yeah.
at least they don't have to pay for the skating.
Yeah.
But
'Cause you
I
guys,
haven't
your-
heard about like any rumors about that. But they can
Your
be still like
competitions, they bring in so much like
So
people
much crowd.
watching.
Yeah.
So many crowds. Like you guys
So it would
have
make sense.
merch. Like
I think it's like a plus minus zero.
yeah,
So
Great
what it
saving.
costs to have that,
yeah.
like it's everything.
Just-
Like it went. I don't know. Like the wins from the competitions are not big. They're not big at all.
Right.
So
Yeah, because worlds, if you win world or whatever podium position
don't
you get
me
money.
started. Bree, do you remember we looked at this?
Yeah, we did.
A
look at
whole
this, yeah.
synchro team doesn't even get the same as what like a single skater gets winnings.
For coming, no, not even winnings. I think like
Yeah.
the first place for synchro didn't even get like what fourth place got in figure.
yeah, it's kind of like a warm handshake.
Yeah, I love that.
Like nice job.
Yeah, good job. You only
Yeah.
need synchro.
We got 16 of you doing that, and then you get okay versus
Yeah,
one
but
person doing it.
Wow.
But it's kind of like that's the money you never see. It
Yeah.
goes for the team and it stays with the team, and
Yes.
kind of like it's used for the expenses.
really?
For example, the like when you're traveling to work. So
Right.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Interesting. Yeah.
Just ISU, we want it to be more.
Yeah. If you're listening, I assume we want more prize money. I love how
Make
we're like
it a bit more
reading.
equitable.
Like Sabrina and I are ever gonna see that prize money.
We're doing it for the greater good, for everyone
yeah,
else.
yeah, that's good. Yes.
The greater good. I don't know if anyone will get that reference from a film. Anyway, next synchro rumor. What have we got?
You've got a few on there.
The height requirements. Are there height requirements for certain teams? No,
I
she's
haven't
shaking
heard
her head.
about that. No, I have never heard about that.
This is a favourite. I hope this isn't true. I don't believe this is true. If you fall at a competition, are you swapped out at the next one?
Well, it depends.
Ooh.
Ooh.
If you did bad, like not if you just fall, of course,
Yeah.
like that can happen,
Yeah.
but like if you do badly the program, of course it's
Then-
possible that then it's
Yeah.
like the coaches are like thinking let's try another skater or like let's switch that because we have like the spare skaters. So we're like switching the places,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe not on the competition week or the 2 weeks before, but there has like the spare skaters will go to the like program and do it also. At least in some teams, of course, like all that I can say is from like Team Unique because
Yeah.
we
Yes.
really don't know much about how the other teams do because we didn't really watch them
No.
like practice, but like not for the fall. If you're like a good skater and you didn't like mess up everything else, then of course it's not the main reason. But usually
Yeah.
maybe you're like stressed out or like
Yeah.
you're not doing enough in the program, then it can be that
Then-
you're like switched off. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That
normally
opens
there's
up a whole-
more behind than just the fall, but it's like unfortunate that the fall is the like biggest mistake that's kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
tells if the person is too like nervous
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
compete. So
And I guess depends like how they get back in and how they deal with the situation too.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole
If you've got teams of like 24 though, God, like that's insane, isn't it? Like you've got four alternates and then it's just crazy.
How many of positions would you have had on Team Unique where they were like the alternate positions, or was it not like that? Was everyone's, if you were not doing well, anyone was open to be taken out, or was there set positions that would be swapped?
It wasn't like set positions, kind of like
It was just
like the best skaters of that moment will go in, no matter like how old are you, how long have you been in the team, how like, you know, it just matters what you do, how you skate. If you perform the program better than another girl, then you're in. And you have to be like the best 16 of the team.
Yeah,
they can be the ones from like the 8 years, 7 years. They can be the first years skaters.
Just
the best 16.
The best.
Yeah.
And I think we have discovered this final one is definitely a rumour. This sounds really silly now. I'm going to say it out loud. So senior teams, do they sometimes train on the same rink with a curtain between them? I think that's
well, there is like ice rinks in Finland where you have like 2 rinks like aside, and between them is just curtain.
It's true.
So it's true.
Of course, yeah. There is like 2 rings, and then there is like But I think like the senior teams haven't had the same time practice. So probably there's on the other side there's like ice hockey players, some just like a figure skaters, like single skaters, or some like wall skaters.
Got it.
So I have never been on that ice, so that another senior team would be on the other side. But like smaller skaters or ice hockey players, yes, they are there.
Interesting.
Do you find it so fascinating what the rest of the world comes up with, all these rumours about what skating's like in Finland? You're probably like,
these are like the most important things.
Yeah.
We're not asking you how did you get as good as you got. We're asking you.
No, is there curtains
that separate the rinks?
Only the important stuff.
Moving on to some even more important questions. Sabrina, over to you.
This one is about the Betrayed Free program, which you skated. Again, this could have been something that the rest of the world created and caused chaos, but the rumour was that the theme was based on the fact that some ex-skaters complained about the way that they were being treated by Maru, and that's why the theme came about. Is there any truth to that, or can you give some background to that season?
I think that's I can't be inside of like Miru's head, so I really don't know the right answer, but I think it's not like the team was not made up from that case, because like the program and the team and the musics were kind of like they were decided before the case came up.
Okay.
So kind of like it seems like a good coincidence.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if I remember correctly, we at least, I think not even Miru knew about that when the program
when it all came out.
Yeah.
Just another.
If I'm not 100% sure right now.
Of course.
Yeah. But
because we started always on the springtime.
And that was all planned before. And I guess in her head you have to.
We start doing the programs, the short program probably after the Worlds, if we go to the Worlds, or then like some cases we have had like the Finnish championships on the end of February, and then on March we have a new short program, and we're doing that. And then the free program will come maybe on April, May, depending on like how much we do for the short, and like if there is the idea ready. And
holy shit.
That's insane.
So her head is working like a year in advance. She's got everything planned like
probably
2 seasons ahead.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
So we've had a recent bit of a change up in the coaching staff in Finland, whereby Anu, the legendary Anu of Marigold, has moved to Unique. Have you are you able to share anything about what happened? Do you know? I'm aware you said to me when we were chatting before this, there's not much you know, but I think the world is very confused.
Or like, what do you think about it?
Yeah.
Well, I really don't know what happened in the Marigold Guys Unity.
Yeah.
In the club. I know that like that in Finnish clubs the parents are the ones who are running the club.
Oh, okay.
And like they had decided to end contract for Anu, but like I don't know the reasons. Nobody has told them. Don't really know. And like the fact that she went to Team Unique, I think it's more like because like all the top coaches are also good friends in Finland, or they know each other and they talk a lot, and they're kind of like a pack, even though they're competing, but they're also kind of like supporting each other because they're kind of lonely if they are just by themselves, because there are not that many like top like coaches,
which is actually
who
really lovely.
Who has like won the world championships medals, so it's or like the gold, so they kind of like also need the support. So I think they're like kind of like talking a lot to each other and like chatting, and I think it was more like because they're like friends, or they want to like support each other. Then Miro asked Anu if he wants to help with Team Unique, because obviously Anu has some strength, different strength than Miro.
Yeah. And look at Team Unique go. Look at them this season. They're flying.
They're smashing it, yeah. It's mind-boggling, though, that it's the parents that run it. And so whatever happened was obviously the parents' decision to not renew her contract. She created that from the ground up. Like, the audacity, I can't believe it. I really
Sabrina
can't.
feels very protective over Anu, I think.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Yeah, it was like... It was shocking
like
also.
Mother. She's one of the mothers of Synchro, I think, anyway.
Yeah.
It was really shocking in Finland also. Like, it was a big thing, I think, but...
Yeah, when the news broke, I bet.
Yeah.
Just seeing her on the Team Unique coaching panel being like, what?
Yeah, but that's like a kind of the team they got there behind that. Team Unique.
But also, like, good on her for... saying yes and like agreeing to help. I think she would have, but I mean, it would be a bit of a hit to your pride knowing that your own club's not renewed your contract, and to go help not your enemy but like your rival.
I mean, and I don't know what's like other rumors behind that, but I think it's more because they know each other so well. So it's kind of like because now they weren't competing against each other again. So of course you can then ask for help and like advice and like.
Yeah. And now they're taking the season by storm. So
it was a good choice.
Yeah, definitely. Crazy. Okay. What's our next one? We don't really have, there's no more other outlandish rumours that the rest of the world's created about Finland, but we just wondered if there's anything weird or random or something about Team Unique that most people won't know, like a fun fact or something that goes on behind the scenes where everyone might be like, oh, that's really cool. Is there anything weird and wonderful that you can share about the team?
Well, of course, like the team is every year different. And kind of like the things that I have experienced, they can be really different than the Team Unique that they are now. Because like there's like some skaters I have skated with, but of course the team kind of like creates themselves every year. And it depends a lot on the like people who are there. I don't know if there's like certain like random things we were always really like kind of proud for the like thing that we are so sporty and like doing all kind of like crazy like fitness practices and everything.
Yeah.
And
Because you guys have fitness tests every year, don't you?
yeah,
Yeah. That is... I haven't seen any other country do that, I don't think.
but it's really good because then you have like you know what to do on summer
Yeah.
kind of because you're
True.
always in spring and you know how you get like better. What are the like things that are like not.
You guys are always just trying to get better, and I love it. I think it's so admirable. Like, you guys are just always trying to think ahead. That's what I love about Finland. You're always ahead of the game. Like, it's always Finland doing the cool lifts first or doing the cool intersection first, and
Yeah.
everyone follows suit. I think
Everyone's
Finland is
looking at
such...
them.
Yeah.
In fact, one thing that I kind of like, I don't know if other teams do that, but a lot of those like movements or lifts and that kind of stuff are also like invented by the skaters.
Really?
Yeah, they're kind of like
Ah.
watching the videos from Instagram and YouTube, and like a lot of those also came from like the skaters
So
and like the
they came up
choreography
with
and that kind of
ideas.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
And
Miro
then
could just
pitch it.
say like can you invent like some hand or like head movements in this part, and then you did it. But one of like the craziest places we have been was the universiade in Russia in Krasnoyarsk. That's like a yes.
Story time? Why was
Also
that?
like Miracle Identity was also there. Well, it was like the competition was there, and
Yeah.
they sent like two teams from Finland in there, and the qualifications for Worlds was so that was also counted. So kind of like
Wow.
it was the
What was
last
that like?
competition. It was crazy. It was really crazy. It was like 1 weekend after the Finnish championships or the Finnish nationals, and
Yeah.
we came back from Turku, where it's a different city where the competition was held. And the next morning we had one practice, and then we flew to Russia.
Wow.
And then we went like the whole week there, and it was like the whole like kind of weird world where you were just like
Yeah.
we were not allowed to go outside the like Olympic like
Yeah.
a village, and like
Yeah.
just the bus was just like driving us from the gates of the
Oh my
Olympic village
gosh.
to the like rink, and there was like all kind of stuff happening in the village. There was this like a shaman doing like dances and huskies that you could like pet, and like a heavy music band
Oh
playing
my
in the like
gosh.
-5 or 10 degrees outside,
Oh
and
my
nobody was
goodness.
listening, and it was
Just
so crazy.
a whole other world.
Yeah,
What is the qualification process like for Worlds for the senior Finnish teams? How does it work?
I feel it changes every year.
Really?
I don't know, or it
What?
feels like it.
Or is
So
it
you're
just...
like, actually, I don't know.
Is there a
Like
structure to it or not?
well, like first years it was only the Finnish competitions. It was kind of
Right.
like
Yeah.
the Finnish nationals, the Finnish champion always goes. That's the like
Yeah.
rule number one. Yeah. But the second team, at first, it was kind of like they were checking how other teams were like performing in the first and second qualifications. But
Yeah.
then it was not that like fair, I think. So it got a lot of compliments, or
Yeah.
so then they changed it, and then they took some international competitions, and then like at some point there was like the scores from two best international competitions combined and an average for this, and then you like count on the like
Oh my
Finnish
goodness.
championship scores to
It
that, and
just,
like it has been changing like
Oh
every year,
wow.
like how are they calculating the scores for that, and there's like a lot of
just,
competitions that they're like taking in and trying to like figure out which one is the best.
because they have the Synchro series now, don't they, in Finland?
The
Yeah,
tour.
yeah.
It just sounds chaotic.
It
They
does.
just can't make up their mind.
Yeah, but it was really hard because we have like three really good teams that are
Yeah.
all like should be in the worlds,
Yeah.
but
they
we
should.
just can like
Agree.
pick two.
We need to
So-
protest. Be like, can we ask for some countries to bring 3 teams now, not
Yeah.
just 2?
Yeah,
Because
and it has been like evolving a lot. Like
Yeah.
from the days I started, it was only the qualifications and the Finnish champion, and then they like were trying to like get it better and better. At sometimes, like some point, it was the season's best, like the Finnish champion and the one who has the best season's best.
yeah,
And then they started to like adapt the scores for different competitions and taking the average
Yeah.
and like everything.
working it that way.
Crazy.
It's so fascinating. It's so fascinating.
So, talking of worlds,
Yeah, I was
will
going to
you
say
be
this.
there this year? Obviously, it being in Finland,
Maybe,
maybe.
maybe,
Maybe.
Is that all we're getting? Maybe.
yes.
Who do you think will win?
That's a hard question because I have to admit I have been really off from the synchro world. I haven't been watching
Which
the
is
like
fair enough.
Okay,
international
who do you think-
teams at all. So
Who
I
do you
don't
think
know
will
how.
qualify?
I think Team Unique and Helsinki Rockets will qualify.
Yeah.
They're really strong now. So and it's really I'm really happy that Team Unique will be a first time ever in the like the
Yeah.
World
The
Championships in
top.
Finland.
Yeah.
It was so
yeah.
close when we were in the
Yeah.
Krasnoyarsk
Time.
in Russia. We tried,
Oh,
didn't
Yeah.
manage to get there. It was like 0.7 points that we lost
oh
to
my
Marigold Ice
god.
It's
for that.
crazy.
Yes.
Oh, that is heartbreaking, isn't it?
Yeah, we had like one lift
It's-
that was a bit off from the like
Oh.
position, and it dropped like the
Especially
state
as a
with the
skater,
elements.
watching some of the other countries' teams. Not that it's a bad thing that they're all there, but some of the levels you're like, it's so wild. The teams in Finland are so wildly ahead of some of the other countries that it's like I can imagine watching it being like, not that they don't deserve to be there, but watching it being like, God damn
wanna
it,
be
we'd be
there.
better than that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like I feel like they should change it the same way they have it in other like world champions or like other skating like in singles. I think they have like a limit for scores, right?
Yes.
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 So something like that would maybe be better so that it would
Every
like
team that has got that
Yeah.
score
yes,
can be there.
yes, can be
Yeah.
there because then you really have the world best teams in there.
Yeah, you're so
Yeah.
right.
And also that maybe that also gives some motivation for the teams that are then left out to be better
Yeah.
because they have to also do something better to get to the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think that's like one reason why Finland is so good because we have every year we have to like
to fight.
fight for the
Yeah.
place to the world.
Yeah. And yeah, if you look at Canada, they are fighting every year
Yes.
for that spot. America, not so much, but yeah, I think your only real two countries that fight are Finland and Canada. You've got a
And then,
few lower level teams now, lower level countries that have the fight,
couple,
but not.
yeah.
But not.
Still not quite the same.
No.
But even then, like, I mean, yes, the numbers would get bigger, but then you'd do the same as what they do in figure and cut it off at the short program. If you don't meet a certain score, then
Yeah.
you don't skate the next day. Like, that
Yeah.
sort of thing to work them as. We could fix all the problems.
We could.
We have the solution for everything here.
Yeah.
We can be the new synchro technical committee.
Yeah.
The three
Let's
of
go.
us.
Let's go work to the ISU.
ISU, if you're listening. Who am I kidding? No, well, I'm gonna say I think that I think I said at the start of the podcast season that I predicted Team Unique to win.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
I think
did.
we both did. I think we both
I
did.
think it's their year. I really do.
I hope it's going to be
Chris.
like a tough competition at least.
Yes.
Yeah.
And of course, I would be like so happy if Team Unique would win. Like it
Yeah.
would be like amazing.
Yeah.
They would like totally deserve it. But because I haven't like watched the programs from the teams from Canada or USA.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
really like don't know what they're doing and
What's coming?
what's
Yeah.
coming.
What do you think of Unique's programs this year then? Have you watched them?
Yeah, I have been watching the competitions in Finland.
Do you like
I
them?
like them, yes.
Yeah.
It's nice to see there's a lot of new things coming from like different coaches that has been there
Yeah.
assisting like Miro. So you can
Yeah.
see the like freshness
Ah,
in the team,
that's
and it's like
interesting.
yeah, and it really like suits them well.
Oh, that's so
I
cool.
love
I
the
do. I
free
think
program.
Yeah.
I love
yeah,
the
it is a
short,
good
but the
free
But
free
yeah,
is just
the short one is it's my favorite. There is there is some uniqueness in that. Like the same kind of like energy that they had in like TU Flow and
yes.
what we have in the like bad guy and something
Bringing
like
it back
a
a
bit
little bit.
yeah, kind of like badass like
I feel
attitude.
like that's what you're known for. Like that's what the
Yeah.
team is known for. So you're right. It's cool to have it back.
I could just do with doing a social experiment. What ice skates do you skate in, Tuuli?
I had I have had the wrist sports
Yeah.
for like a long time. I had ice fly for 4 years.
No, Team Unique are the ice fly team.
Yes,
They are.
I had them, but then at my like they were so broken at my like last year, so I just switched to the wrist sport. That was because I was lazy, because the ice flies were hurting like hell when you get them as a new pair.
They're so stiff, eh?
Yeah, and like I have quite wide like boots, so the wrist sport is really like a lot better for my feet.
That
Sorry,
was a rogue question, Afton.
I know. I'm so sorry, but it's one
But
of
yes,
the
they
things.
have ice flies. All of
They
them have.
are.
But
They're
it's
the
kind of
ice
like
fly team.
yeah, but it's because like it's really like shaping your skating like position, kind of. So it's like the heel is higher in ice fly and in Edea than for example in Riedel.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah,
really
yeah.
makes you like skate in different
So it's
positions.
strategic, kind of.
Kind of, yeah, but for example, Helsinki Rockets, I think they're all using Riedel.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
It's just
yeah,
you each need to be sponsored by them. That would be ideal.
that would be nice.
They just send the whole team boots every season.
Yeah.
If you go.
Well, just in case you need an extra skater, I skate in Adidas, so I fit in just.
Good try, Afton.
Yeah.
Final question before the quick fires. Over to
Yeah.
you, Brie.
Do you have a favorite synchro memory? So like one that kind of stands out against everything.
It's probably well, there's a lot of like good memories I could say in here, and like I was so many years in Team Unique and we had like really good competitions, and of course like the season 2019 2020 with the bad guy and betrayed, it was amazing season,
Yeah.
and I have like never lived through something like that. But still I have to say, because like it was 2016 we won the like Finnish championships, and when we started the season we were 20 points behind Marigold Ice Unity and
Wow.
Rockets, and like we did a huge job, and then we had a goal that we're going to be in the worlds and we're going to take it like step by step. Like we decided this competition we win the short, this competition we're better in the pre-program, and in the Finnish national championships we're going to win the whole thing. And like and we were there in the Finnish national championships, the short program, and we were first after the short, and then came the like pre-program day, and the official practice went so badly. We fell like 4 times.
Oh.
And yeah, it was like disaster, the whole like the official practice. And then I remember like so lively the moment when we were in the dressing room
Yeah.
going to the competition, and you could like sense the atmosphere, like everybody had just decided that I'm gonna win today, and we were like
Yes.
bulls going forward. It like the atmosphere was crazy. I have never experienced something like that. like everybody was quiet, kind of like, okay, this can be like, I can remember wrong. But I had the feeling like we are like quiet and just concentrating, like just like going and doing the thing.
Yeah.
And like the energy on the ice it was like crazy. I think we didn't get any elements. But like we got the like second points, like the performance points were so good because we had decided like we didn't talk about it, we didn't decide it by talking. Everybody just decided. We just knew we're not gonna go there and win. Like I never experienced that after that.
I love
that's
that.
such a cool story.
Yes, and that's like something I probably will remember the rest of my life.
Just that feeling.
That.
The whole team all in sync, just knows.
Yeah.
Tuuli, why did you leave? Why did you decide that was it for you?
Yeah.
Well, 8 years a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
I'll shut up.
You're like, I done 8.
Yeah.
Anymore.
Try to 8 and then ask again. No, it was just like like probably like the main reason. It was a hard decision. It really hard. I was already in the like new team. But then
Oh really?
Yeah, but I had like this like huge like bad feeling or burn in my heart that it's not right anymore, and kind of I lost the like some flame or spark that you need to have if you want to give like 110%. Like I was sure I'm gonna like manage through the season, but I wasn't sure anymore that I was in it 110%. And then I knew that I just like I can't be there if I can't give it my all.
Yeah.
And like of course I was also quite old. Like all the other skaters would have been like 10, 11 years younger than me. And I feel it's so important to have like this feeling that you're like one unit and together. And of course if there's like if there's one granny out there, it's not like it's more harder.
I don't think they'd consider you a granny, but
no.
We know what you mean.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. But like the main reason was the sparkle that wasn't there anymore. It's hard to explain, but it just like was
just
shut down.
I think many people who will have retired and done it for that reason know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, we
they
had
know.
the very
Same
conversation with Agathe from Les Supreme. And I think she did about the same, didn't she? Did she do 8? No.
9 years, yeah.
So very,
similar.
very similar. Same thing. She was like, I just knew. So you just do. It's like
you kind of like I was putting against it a lot. But then you just like after I was added to the like new group chat for the new team unique, I knew like this is not the right place for me anymore.
Not for you. You
just have to admit it to yourself. Sometimes that's the hardest thing, I think, as skaters who love it, and we still like all three of us I think still love the sport so much, but like you just have to
and I think as you get older too, it's like not that you've missed out on other things, but you have made sacrifices to be able to skate like that for so many years.
I can't even imagine what you would have sacrificed.
As you get older, it's like, there's more flexibility, there's more things that I want to do. I want to do more traveling. I want to not miss out on like these events and that sort of stuff. And it does change your mindset. Not that we regret it, but you know.
Yeah, of course, there's like time for everything.
Yes, absolutely. A very wholesome way to move on to our quick fire questions.
Yeah, very wholesome. So, Tuuli, we're just going to ask you 6 questions. Okay. They are, some of them are yes, no, kind of like one answer. Some of them need like, but it's on the spot, first thing you think of. So, I'll go first, shall I, Brie?
Yeah, go for it.
Short or free program?
Free.
Free. Everyone said free.
There's lifts.
Yeah. Do you like? Were you a flyer or a base?
A base.
Base.
Yeah. Base girlies stand together.
Yeah. They lifted me in off ice once and I just screamed.
Oh no.
For the whole time.
This is not for me.
No, definitely not.
So our favourite element, but is that lifts or something else?
I like say like hair spiral or like hair spin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
That's what I feel like. That's another thing that Team Unique's was always known for too. They
Yeah.
always did the pair spins, not the
Yeah.
disc spirals. But
Yeah.
now
And
it's
also
two
lifts,
separate.
lifts. Yeah, I would say lifts also. I love
Yeah.
those. Sometimes I just like wake up in the morning or I'm somewhere at the gym and I'm thinking like, yeah, I want to like lift somebody. Like it's like something I want to like do. I want to feel like the feet or like the arms
Yeah.
are
You,
above me.
Unique were always known for their like partner lifts, pair lifts as well, weren't they? You guys had some like incredible. The physical fitness you guys show in your routines is just next level. Anyway, these are supposed to be quick fire, so I'm very sorry. Next question: spin or jump?
Spin.
Yeah. Has anyone picked jump yet?
I
Quinn,
don't think
did
so.
he pick? Did he pick?
Oh,
That's
No.
why
I
we're
can't
super
remember.
skaters.
Yeah. I agree. Stay on the ground. Favorite turn.
That's a hard one, especially because I don't know the English names.
Oh yeah.
Say it and finish.
Say it and
Yeah.
finish. Say it and finish.
It's this like a vastakolmonen. It's the one which goes like this and then
A
like
bracket.
a bracket. Yeah.
I love how
That
I thought I was
sounds-
going to be able to translate that.
Yeah.
But it sounds so much cooler and finished
Oh,
than our
Can I just
boring-ass
comment on
names.
how you even say Miru's name is so much more beautiful than how I say it in my horrible English accent.
Yeah.
It's just beautiful.
Well, I think there's like a lot of opinions of which is like more beautiful and which is not. Finnish is not known as a beautiful language. But
Oh, it is. I like it.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Anyway, we digress. Next question,
Yes.
Brie.
No, it's yours, isn't it? Didn't I ask favorite turn?
Oh, yes. Very sorry. Favorite program that you have skated?
bad guy.
Yes.
And I'm going to say it again like I did last week. We need to get it so Billie Eilish knows.
Yeah. I think
It
we
was
tagged
iconic.
her. I think we tagged her in like some Instagram post, but she probably never see that. I think she didn't
this
saw that.
viral. Get this podcast viral. Billie Eilish. Watch
I don't know
Team
if that's how
Unique's
this
Bad
works,
Guy.
Afton. It was so
Please.
good. It was so good.
So
Oh my God.
good.
Obsessed.
Incredible.
Okay. Favorite program of all time then. Doesn't have to be one that you've skated, but just favorite program.
TU Flow.
Agree. All of them have that energy that we
Yes.
talked about before.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it, but it's the coolest thing ever.
It's just unique.
Yeah,
It is.
that's our
And
thing.
on that, that's where we end it. This has just been unique. I'll stop with the unique puns. I'm really sorry. No,
Amazing.
honestly, Tuuli, it has been great to talk to you. It's been so interesting. You've answered like 13-year-old Afton's fangirl questions, and I'm so appreciative.
No, it
Yeah,
was like
ditto.
really fun. It was really fun. I was really nervous.
Good.
Okay,
Because,
we're
like,
glad you liked it. You didn't come
I'm-
across nervous at all. This was so great.
I
Yeah,
have
well-
been at competitions before, and I've seen probably you and Team Unique, and I've like either turned to Sabrina or my mum, and I've like melted, or I've been like, oh my God. So if you think you were nervous, I was nervous.
Yeah.
We're just normal people
Yeah.
No, you're
this
not.
is
You're
true.
doing
gods. No,
some
you're not.
really optimal
No, you're
stuff.
You are gods. I refuse to hear it. You are not normal. No, that sounds bad. You know what I mean. You are
Yeah,
incredible.
I know. I think that's like that has been like one of the like hardest things of not being a synchronized skater anymore. That you kind of
Yeah.
like you become normal.
Gross.
Yeah.
Like you are
Who
not
wants to
like
be that?
yeah, I don't know. Because
No,
of course
yeah.
like you know that there's like these like small skaters or bigger skaters kind of like being the fans and wanting your like autographs and the like
Yeah.
and pictures with you and everything. Of course it feels good and you feel like you're something.
Yeah.
But then the whole skating world is so small compared to like the whole world.
But you still feel a little bit famous. A little bit.
You'll always be
Sometimes.
famous to me.
Yeah, to us, don't worry.
Yes, these are like the places where I still like have that. Like, yes, I was something. I'm still something.
Yeah.
Something. Hell yeah, you are.
Absolutely. Even if it's been a couple years, you can still come on a podcast and be a god. So
yeah, 100%.
Amazing.
No, thank you so much for chatting to us. It has been awesome. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for inviting. It's like I'm really honored to be here.
Oh, well, thank you.
Well, that brings us to the end of episode 10.
It does. Little 13-year-old Afton feels very...
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like this healed a little bit of our inner fangirl.
It was incredible, honestly. It was just so cool to chat to someone with such insane experience and hear all about Synchro in Finland.
Yeah,
I think
and we hope
like a whole
that
new world.
Our listeners that made it all the way through feel the same and fangirled just as much as we did. Exactly. So it's been lovely. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes. Thank you for all the love as per usual. We are just, super thankful. I know I say it every week, but just thank you.
Next week, we begin our recapping of the Challenger series. So,
dun, 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 it begins. The Challenger series. Sorry,
shut up. You can do that as the jingle at the start of the next one. When this episode comes out, Mozart Cup will have just happened, and this episode comes out that Sunday. But then we're giving ourselves a week to watch all the teams.
Review PDFs, think about what we thought the judges said. We're going in.
Do all the nerdy stuff, and then release episode normally like it is on a Sunday, but it'll be the Sunday of the next competition. So I think, is it Dresden's after that? So we're like a week delayed, but we're doing an episode covering every single challenger and what's going on. So hope everyone's looking forward to that. Yeah. For a major nerd out.
We also hope you enjoyed our Synchro Skaters Club World Tally. We've placed everyone in the world rankings if they scored the highest they've scored this season. So
very unofficial.
Very unofficial.
Shocking. Very
shocking.
Not correct.
Yes.
But it's there.
Anyway, we've chatted too long now, so we're going to say goodbye. Thank you again for all the love, and we will chat to you next week. Have a great week, guys.
Lots of love.
The Synchro Skaters Club.